Welcome everybody to another episode of Rocket to Relevance. This time we are talking about B2B e-commerce. I'm Ronald, your host for today, and Tom. I invited Tom because, well, he's an expert of B2B knowledge. Thanks for joining, Tom, and please make an introduction to yourself.
Thanks for having me here. My name is Tom Heinen. I'm B2B e-commerce business consultant at Innovadis. For over more than 15 years experience in the field of e-commerce, helping customers with their digital questions they have, digital transformation questions they have, challenges they have, and now looking for opportunities to grow or to make their process more efficient. I'm working at Innovadis. We're a B2B company, and in the B2B company we're having three aspects we're delivering to our customers. The first aspect is the B2B portals, dus e-commerce portals, the My environments for selling products online, but also as the self-service. The second pillar of Innovadis is the PIM solutions, so optimizing product information for touch points. And the third part of our expertise is the integrations, so combining all data to touch points or to internal processes.
Interesting, because that's very helpful in B2B environments, I can imagine. And we won't make it too technical today.
No.
Very low level, but let's do a little deep dive into B2B commerce. And then, as I understood, you're quite nearby in Zwolle, right?
Enschede.
Enschede, well,
no,
that's around the corner, almost.
It's not that nearby. It's about a 1 hour drive to Zwolle.
Yeah.
So,
well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. So B2B e-commerce, at Tweakwise, we see a lot of B2B activity. Also within optimizers, we have also B2B solutions and portals. As we could say that B2B has seen a tremendous uplift in the past few years, I guess. You see the same in your environment and your customer cases and challenges?
Yeah, of course. What we see is that B2B e-commerce and going online with B2B companies is going fast. Because also the customer needs are almost the same as the B2C needs these days. Yep. So the companies have to grow. They have to invest in their B2B environment, in their solutions, in the architecture to meet customer needs in near future.
Yeah, actually, the funny thing is that even today I hear about, hey, should we invest in online? That's a very old-fashioned question, if you ask me. Yeah. But it's still relevant and happening in B2B. Yeah. That might be one of the main challenges, to actually see the possibilities of an online environment and see also the potential growth. Do you see other challenges as well in the sector?
Yeah, I think it's not a question of investing online. It's the question about investing and investing also in digital. So digital is one part of the organization. It's also digital, and you have culture, and you have the people, and you have processes. So it's the combination in which you have to invest to be sustainable for the near future. Yeah. What we see in most, what the challenges is in the B2B environment is that they are very traditional. We're looking at investments. It's much more easier to invest $1 million in a factory instead of investing the amount of money for online activities.
Yeah, and that's mostly a new area or a new expertise. Of course, they know what their return on investment will be because they did it for years probably in their sales department or in the factory. But then investing in online and digital, that's maybe a bit more curious, so to say. What would be your advice towards B2B companies or B2B projects that are developing in 2025?
Start small. That's the first question. Ask your clients what they need. Is it really necessary to invest in an e-commerce platform? Is it, or do they have more needs of a customer support portal? Just look at your customers and look at your clients, what their needs is, what are the challenges of your clients, instead of investing a lot of money in an expensive e-commerce portal and not have the ROI you expected to have.
Yeah, so there are multiple angles how to get there and what to give priority, etc. It shouldn't be, or it hasn't been a project for millions of euros.
No, start online. Start with a roadmap. Look at your clients. Ask your clients. Go with the sales department and look what client needs. Is it what do they need? Maybe the most important priority of the clients is more information about their order history, or more information about
or order statuses or payment options, for example.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you can start very, very small and make the first step and involve your customers, but also the internal organization. Let people join the project of going digital.
Yeah, and do it as a step-by-step approach, so to say.
Correct.
And now we are heading to a new year. 12 new months in front of us. Do you see any trends or developments or new things coming up in the B2B e-commerce space?
Yeah, there are a lot of new trends. Some trends for B2B are long ago were trends in the B2C environments. So it's much more easier for B2B. You can watch it to B2C. So a lot of trends are coming there in the near future. One of the trends is that the demand of the customer is more B2C demanding. Yeah. So everyone is going to the big platforms like Amazon, Coolblue, expecting a great service, great product information, 24/7 information. So that demand of that customer, which they have for the B2C, they're now also going to the B2B environment. Yeah. So there will be much more challenging to have a happy customer.
Yeah, to meet or even overdo all those expectations. Yeah. So and of course, that the trend has been happening, I think, for many years already. Yeah, like what's happening in B2C and B2B is expecting more or less the same on that end as well. Yeah.
So that's one of the trends. Other trends is also going digital means that a lot of more information is available. So a lot of more data is available in the organization. So you have to think about what can we do with the information? How is the information organized? How can we make value of that information which is available in the organization?
Yeah, and especially in B2B, you might see spec sheets, for example, or all the specifications or documents coming with the products. Yeah. Also how to make them accessible and how to make them searchable, for example.
Accessible, searchable, but also how to make them accurate. In the past, when making a product sheet, it was someone at the marketing department making a lot of hours to make a spec of a product sheet, to go into the print shop, and when it's printed and at the customer, then it's already outdated because the information is new, the prices are new. This is also that's a part of information. You have to be real time going to the customer, and also real time on the internet and real time on the product sheet.
That's a big transition, of course, and of course a PIM is very helpful in that area.
Yeah, a PIM is necessary, in my opinion, when going digital with your products. A PIM is necessary.
That's both for B2C, but also for B2B.
Yeah, but also with the new regulations from the European environment.
Yeah, that's right.
The digital product passport, the ESG. So a lot of components of product information you have to report on.
Yeah, you have to be compliant, so to say. Yeah,
correct.
And of course, a challenge within B2B is always the platform as a whole. You mentioned already a few areas of the tech stack, so to say. But what's most important about the platform, and also when looking into the future, perhaps?
Yeah, what we see and what also resources mention is that 1 in 4 companies are replatforming at this moment,
that's a lot.
Or thinking at replatforming. And why are they thinking of replatforming? Because one way is the platform is end of life. So it will
they have to, basically.
They have to, it's no question they have to. And the other way, the other question of the other part is looking at the needs of the customer and the possibilities of the platform. Then the platform is limited in what the organization wants to bring out to the customer.
Yeah, basically the platform can be a hurdle, so to say, to meet those customer expectations. And then it's time to rethink your platform maybe, or your strategy.
Yeah, I think most platform nowadays are composable. So
correct.
they are most best of breed platforms. So focusing on one or a few components, they're very good. And looking maybe at email marketing or customer support, choosing another platform and integrate with it. So you have the best
of both worlds.
Best of both worlds to your customers. Yeah, correct.
And then that's also a project or a thing you guys can advise in. What tools to consider, what steps to make, and
it's not always necessary to replatform. Maybe it's okay to know the limitations of your platform, and that's the way to go. But looking also at when you want to have some competitive advantage and you have to be ready for the future, also in a cost effective way, then replatforming is a good choice. Also looking at old platforms and the ability to adjust those platforms. It's not always cost effective to make new modules or to innovate with old platforms. So sometimes it's even more cost effective looking at replatform to start a new platform from scratch, looking what you need, stick to the standards, and look for best of breed tools who can to make your advantage.
Yeah, otherwise it can be a struggle to make the most out of the old platform, so to say. There is a moment in time where you have to say like, okay, this is it, and now we have a new start as a whole.
Yeah, correct.
And with those replatforming platforms, is that a step-by-step approach, or is it a complete switch in environment?
Now, the advantages of replatforming is that you already have a platform. When replatforming, what our project approach is leave the old platform as is, build the new platform, build an MVP new platform with what is needed for the customer, and make it a step-by-step going live with a new platform and phasing out our old platform. So you have no risk in losing customers or losing money at that time. So there is a moment...
It's not a big shock, so to say.
No, it's never a big shock.
It's a convenient way of...
You have always the possibility to have two platforms online with all integrations and slowly go live with the new platform and phasing out our old platform.
Yeah, makes sense. And... I also noticed a trend in B2B commerce, like durability is quite a big thing nowadays. Could you elaborate a bit more on that?
Now, looking at durability, it's also something of the EU. The government
by regulation
will force organizations to think about durability. And what we see with our customers is that they think about new business models. You can think about not selling products but renting products. Or what you see also with regulations is the right to repair products. So you have to also think about the creation process of your product. That
like, are components interchangeable, or can they be constructed or fixed?
So the consumer has the right to repair the products. And also looking at regulation, the digital product passport is a hot topic right now. It's an electronic rule of the product in which stands for what materials are used. How does the supply chain look? How can the product be repaired? So everything needs to be on a product passport.
A lot more background is included.
A lot more. Yeah, what plastics are used? Are it different type of plastics? How can it be recycled? So it's a big issue, regulation and going sustainable with your business.
Yeah, I also think that's just a force that's going on. Like everybody has sustainability goals in 2030 or 2040. Also, the consumer is way more sensitive in a way, I think. Yeah. So that also enforces manufacturers and in D2C, but also in B2B
so the consumer can have a choice. They can see at the product from, okay, this product is more sustainable than this product. So the consumer will have a choice to make the most, the best choice for the consumer itself. Yeah. So that information, the first step is to process all the information and publish all the information on the internet or on a product leaflet on the packaging of a product.
Yeah, and of course we've seen that in B2C as well. I know, for example, Xenos is very active with their durability labels and their responsibility. I'm glad to learn that it's now also happening more and more in the B2B, of course.
What we see in example in Scandinavia, there's a supermarket not only mentioning what the ingredients of a product is, but also a second label at a product where it says from how sustainable it is. Where does the product come from? How many kilometers did the tomato travel to the consumer? So it's not only the ingredients of the product, but also the additional information.
And things like recyclability, the footprint as a whole.
The footprint.
That's really important nowadays. What also is important in B2B, I think, is you also already mentioned people and culture. That's an important thing of doing business as a whole. But also having all those tools ready and good to go. I think adoption is also one of the key terms for 2025, maybe. Like, how do you efficiently use all the tools and all the data? What do you see in your projects often?
Involve the people with it. Involve them from step one. What is the goal? What is the step on the horizon where we want to go as a team, as a
big BHAG goal?
A big BHAG goal, and going there step by step and involving people to have a voice in the project. What is a big mistake is introducing, for example, an e-commerce shop and not telling the salesperson that they have a competitor, an internal competitor, a digital competitor in selling their products. Yeah. So that's a main risk of doing now projects, is not involving the people, not thinking about the culture, not training the people, not telling them why you are going digital or why you are doing the projects.
That's also advice or maybe even training you guys provide as well?
We give training on the tools, so how you can use the tools, but we can also deliver some additional people, like consultants in helping our clients for the first couple of months of during the project, or delivering also project managers, program managers for a smooth transition of the project to the organization.
And is it right that it often costs more time to align the people instead of the technology?
Always. Always. I think technology is not the issue nowadays. Technology is not the issue nowadays. The technology is steady.
It's proven.
It's
best
proven.
Practices.
It's good. You can look at competitors, how they are doing. You can look at the consumer market, how things are going. It's always the most challenging component of a project is always culture and always people.
Yeah.
When the people do not believe in the project, then it's very hard to make it a success.
I agree. Very recognizable. And you already touched upon it also briefly, like data is also a really big thing, especially within B2B. As I know, B2B, it's always large projects, huge catalogs, lots of complex products. So lots of attributes, lots of data, as I mentioned, spec sheets, safety sheets. I can go on and on. How do you actually manage all the data, and what's the best way to get the data on the right point, so to say, where you need actually.
Data on itself has no value. Data is on you have data on an ERP system, data in a PIM system, data in an e-commerce system, data in email system.
It's so mostly widespread all over the place.
So the data is everywhere organized in the organization. The first step is looking at what do you need for data and what purposes you want to have for the data. Also looking at some trends, the machine learning, AI trends. A lot of is said about it, but it's all depending on data and all depending on quality of data. So when your data is in multiple places, or your data is of a very terrible quality, then investing in AI and machine learning
it doesn't make sense,
right? It doesn't make sense at all.
Garbage in, it's garbage out.
Yeah. So the quality of data and knowing where you want the data get used, use it for, is step one. So also there's try to start small. Make a goal of make a question where you need an answer for. Is it something about more predictability about inventory, or is it more predictable about the pricing? Or so look at an anchor point on which you want to have a question, and then look for how do we get the data of what data we are missing to make the right choice in the future.
Yeah, interesting. And you also mentioned data quality. I often see that the data team is quite understaffed. Because it takes a lot of time to actually improve data quality. Of course, a PIM gives you some structure and some help left and right, but it still takes a lot of time to, let's say, update 50,000 products with all the descriptions and attributes and videos. Are there ways to optimize it even more quicker, or are we going to the machine learning and AI section?
I hope in the future it's possible to make a picture of a product, and the machine learning or AI will tell you what elements are on the product, or what color it is, or what the dimensions are. Right now it's a very time-consuming job to make data accurate. And you mentioned the data teams. A lot of projects and a lot of customers we are in don't have data teams at all. It's starting with the marketing person or the IT manager collecting the data, or looking for the data, or going to the to store and measure what the length of a product is or what color it is.
They actually need to check it themselves.
So mostly
it's a very time-consuming process.
It's very time-consuming. Especially in the manufacturing. So where they are producing the products itself. When you have a wholesale organization, there are possibilities to get the data from data pools. So you can also ask your client of your leveranciers,
your suppliers,
to deliver the data. So you also have to think of efficient ways to collect the data.
Yeah, because for example, your PIM system, can suppliers also submit their product data?
Yeah, you can submit it in the PIM system, or you can submit it in a data pool. There's some data pools available for separate branches. They have separate data pools. Looking at the big consumer brands like an Intergamma. They force that the information is correct, and they get the information from a data pool.
Otherwise, the product isn't listed, for example, or it's not processed on their end. Oh, nice. Yeah. It's really helpful, and it might help to speed up improvements and data improvements, because what I've learned on the Tweakwise side, for example, we do need data to actually filter, to do search to have right recommendations, for example. We need to relate all those relations, and then you get really accurate output as well.
But also what maybe a lesson is to look at the return process. When a product is returned, ask the client or ask the client what the reason is for return.
Yeah.
And that information, you can use it to make the product information more accurate. So the next time the information is on the brochure or on the product page, so the returning is going down.
We had a nice episode with Niels from Returnless. Well, they are specialized in optimizing returns. And for example, they changed a few photos of our product where the product size is way more obvious. And that prevented about 60% of the returns of the customer. That's a very silly example maybe, but with a huge impact on profitable commerce, I would say.
I also listened to a podcast with Peter Swat of Coolblue. And there was an argument of a discussion about a returning of a laptop.
Okay.
And the question was, why are people returning a laptop? And there were two answers. It is too big or it's too small.
Yeah, often,
so that was the answer of why they are returning a laptop. So the question should be in the advisory on the product page from what do you need the laptop for? Is it for traveling? Then you need a smaller one, or is it? Do you want to show a large data sheets on it? So you need a bigger one. So also. It's a different approach of asking the customer what they need. They want
maybe some guided selling can be helpful in that area.
Not asking for do you need a 13-inch, 15-inch, 17-inch? People don't know what it is.
That's all spec-wise.
That's all spec-wise, and that's more use-wise. Why do you need it for?
Yeah, interesting. Well, some really valuable insights, Tom. We are rounding up this podcast. Do you have any tips or advice for, let's say a good start of 2025?
A lot of tips. I think
we already gave a lot of tips. That's right.
We already gave a lot of tips, but the best tip is to start with digital. Look at what is needed. Listen to your clients. What they need, and when your client make portals or make product sheets or make websites. Depending on what the client is needing.
Yeah, it's not a tool, but it starts with the customer demand. And
it's always start with the customer demand. And when you have the customer demand right and on topic, then you can look for what is the best solution to go to that demand of the customer.
Yeah. Then together with you guys, you can determine the right angle.
Yeah.
And where to
start. Help. We can always help.
There you go. Thanks for joining, Tom, and thanks for listening, everybody. It's a nice episode about B2B commerce, and there's still a lot of potential there in the upcoming years, I think. So to be continued.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks
for joining.